So as we go back to the east, we have to talk about this big system. Two of them meeting up, so it'll be very impactful through the overnight. Strong winds across the Maritimes, and this will bring heavy rain to places like Halifax. You're in a rainfall warning for up to 40 millimeters. Fredericton will be seeing snow, but north of that, it's straight snow.
Wow, and what a way to end off the year with a weather bomb like this. We'll show you how much snow we're expected to see with this system. Our meteorologist really going over the models and looking at some of the hardest hit areas, and that will be North New Brunswick and into the Gaspé.
Exactly. Fredericton sort of goes from snow back to rain. More details on this storm coming up. So as we look across the country, we've got rain-snow mix moving across parts of the lower mainland. Heavy snow has been moving across southern Ontario. It's tracking into Ottawa and Montreal right now, and it will move over the Maritime provinces through the evening and overnight hours. So your afternoon, really not too bad there. Toronto, 2 degrees by the afternoon with a rain-snow mix. As this system departs, we're going to have some lake effect snow, so that's where that rain-snow mix can come from. And as far as Cape Breton goes, dusting of snow for you today, even parts of central New Brunswick and the Avalon. But that is not the main event at all. That is coming for you over the next couple of hours, really through the evening and overnight. After midnight is when things will start to pick up in intensity. So as we watch this here, we've got one low meeting up with another that's developing along the eastern seaboard. This is going to mean a rain-snow mix line sort of around Fredericton. So Fredericton's got snow changing to rain, back to snow, all snow up towards places like northern New Brunswick, Edmundston, Acadian Peninsula, Gaspé Peninsula too. Nova Scotia, big rain event for Halifax. That's in a rainfall warning. And the Avalon, I assume that rainfall warnings will be popping up. You're right now in a special weather statement for heavy amounts of rain making its way through Friday. Now this afternoon, your temperatures right here, not doing too bad. Good time to get out and get things sort of taken care of. So before the active weather coverage starts now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nicole Karkic. Taking a look at what's going on here. Southern Ontario through the day, we'll start to see that snow tapering off in cities like Toronto, but behind it, lake effect snow for cottage country. Towards the really start to get going for Atlantic Canada tonight. There's rainfall warnings, wind warnings, snowfall warnings across the Maritimes, and for Newfoundland, generally special weather statements for now. I'm sure those will be upgraded through the day into warnings. Montreal this afternoon, -1 with that 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. Toronto, by the afternoon, you're climbing up to 2 degrees. Close to the shorelines, it's a rain-snow mix, but the bulk of the heavy snow is falling right now. Vancouver, +4 with rain for you, and Prince George is -2. And for Ontario, we are looking at this system starting to depart, but behind it, as I mentioned, there is the lake effect snow setting up. There are snow squall watches in place for Grey Bruce, Kawartha Lakes, Kitchener-Waterloo seeing some lake effect snow. So through the evening and afternoon, 10 to 15 centimeters of snow, especially close to the shorelines of Georgian Bay and Lake Huron for today. So with those northwest winds, that's what's setting up through the evening and overnight hours. With this system and with the lake effect snow, about 2 to 5 centimeters in the Greater Toronto region. That's 5 to 10 off towards the east. And a general 10 centimeters here through cottage country. Could be a little bit higher, of course, with what we're seeing now, plus the lake effect. And then 5 to 15 for places like the Dundalk Highlands, certainly getting more snow there than the lower elevation areas. Then that storm shifts towards the east, meets up with a low that's developing along the eastern seaboard, and we've got mild enough air that this is a rain event across Nova Scotia, so Halifax towards the east, as this system will bomb out, meaning the pressure will drop so quickly in a 24-hour period. We're going to be looking at 968 millibars as the system tracks towards the east. Snowfall totals heaviest in through northern New Brunswick and the Gaspé Peninsula. Coming up, the most memorable weather events of 2016. We'll count it down coming up.
We call this system a weather bomb.
That's
essentially,
right.
It's moving into Atlantic Canada. And what a way to end off the year with so much active weather for the east. So essentially, we see this clipper that's through Ontario and Quebec today meeting up with some moisture from the Atlantic. And this essentially bombing out when that central area of low pressure just drops so fast. It essentially is an explosion of weather.
That's right. And with pressure dropping really quickly, you're going to get very strong winds, which we have wind warnings in place across the east. All right, thanks for the update to Tish. West today, we've got some temperatures that'll be above average in Edmonton as well as wind. We've got southeast winds picking up through the overnight in Atlantic Canada with these two lows meeting up. So for Halifax, gusts up to 90 kilometers an hour.
Wow.
Same thing for New Brunswick. Around Fredericton, it's that rain-snow mix line. So snow changing to rain, back to snow. North of that, we're snow. In the Avalon, Rachel, heavy rain.
Exactly. And then we see the system on Friday move into Newfoundland. Your morning headlines are coming up just after your local.
Good morning. As our weather watch begins, we're tracking snow and rain moving across the lower mainland, southern Ontario. A hit of snow followed by lake effect snow heading into Atlantic Canada. We've got a big storm we're tracking as our active weather coverage begins.
Nicole was mentioning with that clipper system tracking through southern Ontario, but behind this clipper, Nicole, northwest winds kick in, so lake effect snow south and east of Lake Huron, south and east of Georgian Bay, cities like Goderich, London, Barrie, Newmarket, all in line to see some lake effect snow overnight in through Friday. And of course, that big storm on the way for Atlantic Canada as that clipper system merges with a coastal low. So two of those systems merging the energy together, and that's going to translate to some heavy snow and powerful winds.
Absolutely. We even have rainfall warnings across portions of Nova Scotia, including cities like Halifax. Fredericton, you're in line to see snow heavier up towards the north, so up to 30 centimeters on the high end. Maybe the Gaspé Peninsula is seeing more. And then that heavy rain through Friday in the Avalon, 40 to 60 millimeters possibly. So this could cause some localized flooding. We'll add in those winds too, Ross, which will be very strong beginning through the overnight tonight. And out towards the west, you've had some quiet weather this week on the prairies, including temperatures that have been above average. That changes by the weekend.
Yeah, then it starts to go below seasonal as we start off 2017. Time now though for a look at share weather.
Things are going to get messy again across Newfoundland, but this time the majority of the island will be seeing rain through Friday, mild enough for that, but cold enough.
Columbia has seen recently more snow, of course, to come. The lower mainland, some rain snow mix to kick off your Thursday, and then maybe another chance on New Year's Eve, by the way, for cities like Vancouver.
Exactly. A great shot here, I thought, on our website. Also, Standoff, Alberta, which is
we see this system continuing to move off to the east, so once it's done with Ontario and Quebec, it's into the Atlantic, phases with some more moisture that's traveling up the seaboard, and this system becomes huge for the east.
In fact, it is going to be a weather bomb, which means the pressure will drop so quickly within 24 hours that it is going to be that term, a weather bomb. Cyclogenesis. We are looking here at lake effects. So 2016 ending off with a bang in Atlantic Canada. We've got these two lows meeting up. It will be rain across Nova Scotia and Cape Breton, but up towards southern New Brunswick, this will be a rain-snow mix. Fredericton and north, heavy amounts of snow.
Exactly. So essentially, when we look at a place like the Gaspé, this is where we could see 20 to 40 centimeters of snow. So very, very impressive. And then into Friday, this system moving into Newfoundland. So tonight, things really starting for Quebec, the eastern townships, and then into the Maritimes. Tomorrow, that's Newfoundland.
All right, so look at how much snow we could see. Notice less amounts through the Avalon because, of course, we're going to get that heavy amount of rain. Let's also add in some very strong winds. We'll talk more about when the system ends coming up. Plan ahead and stay safe with the Severe Weather Outlook, the Weather Network's new forecasting tool. It provides 3 days notice of impactful weather and informs you about the risk of severe weather. Check it out at theweathernetwork.com. Well, the weather certainly is making the best of the last 2 days of 2016. Nicole Karkic and Rusty Artano with you here. Our top stories include this.
Yeah, mixed precipitation this morning, a messy drive for many across southern Ontario. Most of it snow, a couple of raindrops mixing in close to the lake shores. Big storm, though, as we end the week. Starts tonight for Atlantic Canada, even portions of eastern Quebec. Nicole, so our active weather coverage continues right here on the Weather Network as we continue.
So looking right here, the snow's been moving across southern Ontario, still falling over Toronto. Pearson's recorded at least 5 centimeters of snow so far. It's heading over Ottawa and Montreal through the morning commute as it continues and eventually Atlantic Canada. It's got the moisture from this clipper system as well as a low along the eastern seaboard, so it's much more impactful for Atlantic Canada over the next 48 hours. This afternoon, Toronto will climb up to +2. Seasonal average is -1 for this time of year, and that rain-snow mix is courtesy of some lake effect snow that could give you just a burst of moisture. Montreal's -1, a general 5 to 10 centimeters for the city today. And while Atlantic Canada looks fairly quiet right now, I mean, we are seeing a few scattered flurries in central New Brunswick. Sydney could pick up a dusting of snow today. The big event is coming for you. So notice over Montreal that snow starting to fill in at this hour. Through the overnight hours, you're going to go to sleep and then wake up with a different scene on the ground here in northern New Brunswick. Heavy snow. Fredericton has got snow changing to rain. And across Nova Scotia, it's a rain event. Cape Breton, too. And all this green and yellow here, that's a heavy amount of rain on the Avalon Peninsula really happening through Friday. We're talking 40 to 60 millimeters. And the winds are going to be howling. Southeast winds gusting up to 90 kilometers an hour. So this afternoon, get anything done that you'd like to before tomorrow morning. Let's head. All right, so across the country, looking pretty quiet in the prairies. Rain-snow mix across the lower mainland through today. And this snow that's still moving across the greater Toronto region. It started to snow at Ottawa's airport. It will snow soon in Montreal. And eventually it moves into Atlantic Canada. Two systems meet up together, so much more impactful across Atlantic Canada through tonight into tomorrow, too. Toronto, 2 degrees this afternoon with that rain-snow mix. After the system departs, you're going to be seeing lake effect snow, possibly bringing you the bursts of snow through the afternoon hours. And as you can see here with the radar, starting to see that snow fill in around Montreal, eventually Quebec City too, and the Maritimes, Newfoundland is going to feel the brunt of the storm then. So the timing right now is, if you look at this clock here, this is actually an Atlantic time. So by Thursday afternoon here, we've got the system starting to approach, meets up with another one. It's going to be a rain event for Nova Scotia. Southern New Brunswick also getting rain around St. John. Fredericton starts off as snow. You get a good amount, up to 15 centimeters. Then it changes to rain, back to snow. So a messy, sloppy mix there, and a huge rain event through the Avalon, possibly 40 to 60 millimeters in some cases. This is on Friday, and it's going to be dropping in pressure so quickly that it could be deemed a weather bomb, and that means the winds are going to be very strong, picking up after midnight tonight. So it's a big storm to end off the year, Ross.